Hey, it's Heather, and I'm here on a breezy day in the North Fork, just outside one of my favorite places to get fish, South Hole Fish Market, because today I'm making one of my favorite preparations of mussels, braised with fennel, garlic, and onions. Spectacular. So please join me in the kitchen. I'm back and I'm ready to get my mussels on. I'm going to make it in a beautiful, simple presentation. One of the lovely things about mussels is that they take that long to cook, so you don't need a lot to do. I'm starting with fennel. This is straight from my farm stand, and it looks a little different in the grocery store. The bulb is bigger and the fronds here are a little smaller, but I do want to show you how to cook it and cut it. So basically you just cut these off and discard them. You could sort of chop them up into your salad or something, or compost them if you're really good. I'm just going to put them aside for now. And I'm left here with this bulb. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to trim these little fingers off just a little bit more. And the smell is lovely. It is sort of anise or licorice. Now don't panic. A lot of people don't really like licorice. Kind of myself included, but this, when it's cooked, has a very soft and beautiful flavor that works wonderfully with lots of dishes, in particular mussels. So as you can see, I cut it in half and there's like this little stem. We're going to cut that out. And discard it. And then we're just going to slice it. And I want to slice it sort of thin. It's a pretty firm vegetable. But once you cook it enough, it's really quite delicious. Sometimes people roast them. It also has a very nice flavor when you roast it. All right, so I'm going to add the fennel first. As you can see, it's got a little thickness to it. You can cut it a little thinner, but the main thing is that we want it tender so we can enjoy it. And in it goes into some olive oil. All right, give it a quick stir just to get it all coated in oil. And you know, I think I'm going to add a pinch of salt now because I don't really want it to brown much, and salt helps it from browning. And we're going to let that go on low, 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so my fennel is going nicely, and I'm ready to add my other ingredients. Very few. First of all, a simple sliced onion and garlic. I have about 6 cloves here because I like it. And I'm going to put that in at the same time. And give it a stir and let it cook further until the onions are soft. But now I'd like to talk about the mussels. The thing to look for with mussels is that they are closed, which this one is not, which means it's no longer alive and thus we can't eat it. So when you're washing off the mussels, and you should rinse them all because they release such a wonderful sauce that you don't want it gritty or sandy. Just sort of, if you see an open one, just sort of squeeze it. And sometimes they're not really dead and they'll close, so you can keep that one. But this one is out of here. The other thing sometimes you might see is this little beard here. Just rip it off. Nothing major. Okay, it is time to add the mussels. These are definitely gone enough, and I am going to just add them. I don't want to dump the whole pot in. I have them sitting in ice because I really like to keep my mussels fresh. Okay. There are my mussels. Now I'm going to add about a cup of white wine. Any wine you like. Nothing too fancy. Save that for the drinking. And because I have some parsley, I would maybe add scallions here, or chives, or another herb I have a groove thing for, but parsley will work for me. And of course, I do need a little bit of salt. A lot of flavor in mussels, but salt always brings something out. And pepper. I don't have my pepper mill here, so I'm roughing it. Good old store-bought pepper. And I will give it a stir. Bottoms up. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, and indeed, these puppies are done. Opened, wonderful, and waiting. All right, I'm here with family and friends enjoying my classic French preparation of mussels. The nice thing about mussels or any shell thing like clams or oysters is that when you cook them, they should open. If they do not open, discard them, because that means they will make you sick. They were dead. But these are perfect and lovely and open and waiting for us to enjoy them. I have with it a Chardonnay from Paumanok, a wonderful vineyard out here. This is steel fermented, which means it doesn't have any of that oak, and it is absolutely classic of what they do out here. A nice, crisp, perfect with seafood. All right, so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to taste the mussels, but first I want to show you this lovely sauce here. Makes everything you put in it better. Bread, pasta. I have some bread here. But before I get to that, I'm going to taste my mussels. Beautiful. Sweet, tender, a little salty. A match made in heaven. Mussels are easy and healthy and inexpensive. Enjoy them abundantly. For wines and recipes and much, much more, please hit my website, sogood.tv.